It's now time for What's Up Asheville, sponsored by the City of Asheville, with the host, Mr. Sam Parada, and here he is.
Hello and welcome to What's Up Asheville here on WRES 100.7 FM. I'm your host, Sam Parada, and today we have Dana Frankel, Downtown Project Coordinator for the city, and Karli Stephenson, Urban Designer for the city. How are you both?
Doing great.
Anyone
Doing good.
Can go, yes. So, Karli, you've been in the show before. We had you a couple of years ago for Art in the Heart. You were on board around the same time as I am, so...
That's right. Yeah, we did start around the same time.
And it's been a while since you've been here, so welcome back.
Thank you.
And then this is your first time, which I'm surprised because you're involved in a lot of stuff.
I try to avoid it, yes.
You try to avoid me, yes.
Happy to be here. Oh, not you, Sam.
Thank you for being here, too. And so, you're both working for the planning department. Do you want to tell me a little bit more about what it is that you do exactly? What exactly is planning, and what is your role in the department? If you want to
Sure. So our department covers a lot of different areas, including permitting for development projects, including long-range planning, working with the community to document their visions for the future and help set a course for different practices and policies. And our division looks more at place-based strategies to support to support our city and to support our community. And my role in particular focuses on downtown, so I tend to get involved with some of our more complex downtown initiatives, and it's fun. It's never boring. Mm-hmm. I get to work a lot with different folks involved in the downtown area, and so that part is great.
You're involved with the Downtown Safety Initiative. Mm-hmm. I know you're involved with a lot of businesses downtown, so always busy.
Always something going on.
Yeah. And Karli?
Yeah, so Dana alluded to, we have a group within planning and urban design that it looks more at place-based strategies, community planning efforts. That also encompasses historic resources and preservation and public art and our urban designers. So there's a lot that's kind of packed into this group, but we overlap with a lot of our projects and needs and strategies and who we're interacting with. On the team, I am an urban designer, and my background is in landscape architecture, but I also manage the public art program, so kind of have a dual role there. But, a lot of urban design strategies and considerations go into where we're placing our public art. So I think it makes sense for all of those to be in the same place.
Right.
A lot of those places are downtown. A lot of those places are in our parks and neighborhoods. So there's a lot of overlap.
Are there any new art pieces that you've been working on that people can walk up and see right now?
Well, we don't have one that is up quite yet, but there is one that will be installed. We're hoping for October 2025. It's going to be part of the Urban Trail, which is a series of 30 different art pieces downtown. Oh, wow. Each of them tell a story about a moment in history in Asheville's development. And this particular piece is going to be in front of the S&W building, so talking about the rich Art Deco architecture that is throughout Asheville, specifically Douglas Ellington's iconic designs. And so this piece we did a competitive call for artists. And this was I guess it was last year that this occurred. Everything feels, the timeline with Helene and everything makes everything feel like it happened so long ago, but it really wasn't that long ago.
So, right.
Yeah. So there was a call for artists. We had a selection panel made up of Public Art and Culture Commission members, stakeholders in the public and city staff, and Rachel David with Red Metal Studios was selected. Her concept was selected. She's an amazing metal artist.
So she's the one who created all 30 pieces.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's an ensemble.
For this particular piece. Sorry if I'm not doing a good job of explaining this.
When the time, as we're closer to it, we can do a whole segment on all
Urban
30
Trail.
pieces. Yeah,
that would be wonderful.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, so this one is going to be in front of the S&W building, focused on Art Deco architecture, and it's this artist's interpretation of the building, you know, through her lens of metalwork.
Cool. I love metalwork stuff.
So that's been over the past, you know, year and a half or so, where she, you know, developed her concept, has gone through the different reviews, and she's in the middle of fabrication right now. And we actually had a studio visit, some staff and Public Art and Culture Commission members, Urban Trail Committee members went out last week to her studio in Waynesville and took a look at her studio and saw a bunch of the different tools and learned a little bit about the process that she's going to be using to put this piece of art together. Wow. So that was very cool.
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
But so thank you for that. You know, there's so much going on downtown, and we have people like you behind the scenes making sure that things are looking as pretty and working as well as they can possibly work. Now, on the note of Helene and recovery, you know, I feel like this What's Up Asheville segment has been Helene related since Helene. You launched an initiative called TAP back in May. Can you tell me what does TAP stand for?
It is a temporary activation program. And let me tell you,
yes,
we went through so many different names. Yeah, playing with different acronyms. And
all the acronyms, yeah.
It was a big deal. It took a long time. But
it really is,
we landed on the temporary activation program. We liked the acronym of TAP, the idea of tapping into our resources and our colleagues in the community. And the idea kind of was born out of the Economic Recovery Support Group, which is just a group of internal staff from across multiple departments that are looking at strategies and programs and ideas to help support the economic recovery.
And how does TAP work into that aspect of recovery? Like, what are some of the initiatives that you take place?
Well, one of the things we kept hearing as a need, departments were saying, you know, parks and public works were saying, we have a lot of volunteer groups who want to come out and they want to help pick up litter, they want to help clean up debris, they want to help with, you know, seeding riverbanks that are, you know, exposed, and weeds and invasives are starting to get established. We need to get ahead of this, wanting to replant, you know, things to make the areas that were most impacted and most flooded look nicer and more beautiful, not like it just went through a disaster. There's also a lot of need for signage and wayfinding, pointing people to, you know, areas
the
of the river arts
for
districts
example.
that are still open. Yeah, greenways, you can go this way, we're still open, come back, come see us. Directing people and helping inform people post-disaster. So we were hearing all of these needs, and there really wasn't any route to direct people for them to be able to fill out an application, or who do I talk to, or people were hitting up multiple departments asking for help, and then there were some scheduling conflicts, and at the same time the city's trying to pick up, you know, leading these massive debris pickup schedules with FEMA, and so there was a need for coordination, and that's how this system, this program
TAP
was born. Yeah, and
I'll just add, it's intentionally intended to be flexible, right? So the idea is that this is a way for folks to propose, you know, temporary initiatives that they would like to undertake on any public property. And just a streamlined way for the city to be able to intake that, to be able to promote that that's actually something that the city welcomes. We know that there's so many folks in the community that want to help out and that want to do, you know, get out and do things at their neighborhood park or in their neighborhoods, or, you know, businesses that really want their districts to feel better. And so we wanted a real, like, clear way to be able to accommodate and support that.
So how involved is this community with any of the projects that they bring to you?
Very involved.
Very.
They're doing all the work.
Oh, okay.
We're really just providing the avenue and the process and putting a review team together to make sure that the different components of the ask from the community are aligned and, you know, meet safety requirements and are scheduled according to the needs of the city or other things that the city may be doing from a recovery or a cleanup.
So this is just more of a way to expedite, you know, things that are basically needed, but that could be confusing, especially in the whole nebulous way the city works right now in recovery. No one knows where to go, no one knows who to talk to.
Yep.
Okay, that's very
It
cool.
gives them a route to come to. And yeah, we very much recognize that a lot of these things that are very needed in places like the River Arts District or Biltmore Village, the most impacted areas, the cleanup, the massive amount of recovery effort that's going to need to take place to bring these places back up and get them running and back to where they were before. The city can't do it alone.
Yeah.
We absolutely need the community. We need volunteers. We need people to participate, and we want to encourage that, and we want to partner and offer a route and an avenue for people to come to the table and work with us.
And at the same time, making sure that it's coordinated so that one day someone isn't coming out and planting trees, and the next day we have to rip them all up in order to access a certain location. So so we want to be able to coordinate to the greatest extent possible.
So have you noticed, I know you started in May, we're only 2 months after that, May, June, July, so has there been any difference in landscape that you can see, that you can say, hey, we are responsible for that because of the TAP team?
I will give the community all the credit in the successes and outcomes and really work of the initiatives that we've seen. We have seen about a dozen projects come through, and that's been a variety of things. It's been cleanup activities, it's been some creek banks cleanup, it's been some seeding activities to help with erosion issues, it's been
flower
signage
bombing
and
that
wayfinding.
happened at the French Broad River Park.
So
flower bombing seeds that were put out by a middle school.
Oh, great.
So it's all positive, and but it really is the community doing this work, and so.
Sounds more like a coordination effort than to make sure that things are done right, because you shouldn't, as a member of the public, go into the French Broad and start cleaning up debris. Please don't do that. There's people working on it. Our funding is based on things being done correctly, so
yes, that's
it's
very
a good way
important.
for
You can't do things before other things. There's timing issues. They're very strict process that we have to align to make sure that we're reimbursed for the city's cleanup and recovery efforts.
So we can say that TAP is more of a tool for coordination for the city to be able to keep things in line. Again, I like that tree example, because maybe you plant that tree, it's a pretty tree, but then it's in the way, or the roots crack the walkway or something. So how do I, as a community member, say, hey, I think a tree should go here, come help me?
Well, people can submit proposals through our TAP form, and folks can find that at asheville.nc.gov/TAP. It's also on our Asheville Recovers website. If people don't know, if their proposal isn't totally fleshed out, they know they want to do something, they're not sure the extent of it or where, they can always email the TAP team, which is tap@asheville.nc.gov. But for the most part, if someone knows what they want to do, they submit that form, and then it's being, that coordination process is being managed by John Philman in our Outdoor Special Events office, because a lot of
get him on the show today.
Next time. John is the best. So he helps make sure that the right folks are getting their eyes on it, and communicates with the person who submitted the proposal, and hopefully it all goes smooth.
And one thing to mention, I don't know if we made this clear, but we do want it to be from organized groups.
Yeah.
So, nonprofits or neighborhood associations, that sort of thing. We're trying to avoid having one individual here and there kind of, that's like, oh, I want to help, come through and submit something. Not that, just get together with a group that's doing something, or a neighborhood association that has been doing a lot of cleanup work, and be like, how can I help? And you can kind of access through those methods or those groups.
We love individuals who are driven. We at the same time need support from community members, because it's a community-led effort.
And we also have so many awesome nonprofits that are organizing efforts. And so, yeah, folks can plug into their neighborhood groups or many, Greenworks or Mountain True, Riverlink. There's a lot of organizations doing great work.
Have most of the applications come from nonprofits? Give or take?
I'd say about half, and then maybe half are from neighborhood organizations or associations. We had some submittals from the River Arts District Artists Association. Cool. That was one that I worked on recently, where they were really looking for River Arts District branding, because a lot of the signage had come down in the flooding, because the upper rad was mostly open, but the lower rad, still in the midst of cleanup and recovery because they were closer to the French Broad River. There was just a lot of confusion about what was open and where people could go, where was safe to visit. And so they were acknowledging that people don't even realize when they're entering the district right now. They're confused about, am I in the River Arts District? Am I here? Yeah. And so we ended up working with Explore Asheville. This was like a really nice partnership project where we put some large gear, the yellow gear logo that is kind of in the iconic of the River Arts District. We ended up putting some large signage in two of the main roundabouts as you're coming in from Klingman Avenue, and then also from, if you go down the Klingman Avenue extension to Lyman Street area, those two roundabouts. We put some big signage there to help just welcome people and allow them to realize
business is still open.
I'm entering into the River Arts District, and there's the gear to welcome me and let me know that I'm in the right place.
So in terms of financing these projects, that's a big question that everyone's going to ask. Does TAP help financially at all, or no? They have to finance themselves.
I wish there was a budget associated with this program, and right now there is not. We like the idea of this, we've set this up, we'll see how it goes. We're going to do some analysis at the end of the year to see what's come through it, what's working, maybe what's not, how needs have changed, and maybe how this program can, evolve in the future, or maybe it doesn't evolve in the future. But the idea is that, we're trying to put it out there and see how we can continue to support the community in the ways that we need to in the future. So who knows?
Who knows? Not me.
Did you mention that in December we're going to kind of do a review and report out of the different projects and success stories, some of the areas that might need improvement or that are unclear? So we're hoping to be able to learn a lot of lessons and maybe carry forward the things that are working really well, helping internally, and also that the community is saying, oh yeah, we want to keep that. So being able to talk to people who have submitted or participated in the TAP program and learn lessons, and maybe some of it will continue, forward more permanently. But for right now, it's just, we're thinking through June 2026 that we'll have it as this iteration of the TAP. Yeah, the program is running from May of this year till June of next year,
2026.
As of right now. Yeah, but there's opportunity for it to develop and potentially become something that sticks around past that.
And when TAP was created, I think it was around February that the city put out the needs assessment post-Helene survey. Did you take a look at that when creating the idea of TAP as to what you were going to hit, or did that develop later on? Because I thank you for bringing up the needs do change. At first the needs was water and cellular reception and electricity and all that stuff, but as time goes it's shifting. So how are you taking that into account, or are you simply waiting to hear from the community as to what they need right now?
That's a good question. I mean, I think that the needs assessment definitely highlighted that the economic recovery of our small businesses, of our arts districts, was a priority, and was something that the community realized was a big need and a priority. And so I think that this effort, we didn't say that we're only supporting flooded or the most impacted areas of the city with this program or with these temporary activations and beautifications. But that has been our focus, are those areas. So we know, like the River Arts District, they had a lot of destruction in their district. They have need for the signage and the wayfinding. Their businesses are struggling. Artists need studio space,
Yes.
So definitely have been attending. They have the Unified River Arts District group, which is the River Arts District artists and the River Arts District Business Association have kind of come together, banded together post-Helene to really have a unified voice around their recovery needs. So we've been, we have representatives from the city that are attending those meetings monthly, so we can kind of hear those needs and being able to be there to listen to those needs and then also connect them to tap into the different programs and resources that the city is developing has been important in a way that we've kind of nestled into that district specifically, and the same thing for Biltmore Village, the Biltmore Village Merchants Association. We have staff that are attending those meetings on a monthly basis. Yeah, making sure that they understand what TAP is and how to access TAP resources and the portal, basically, if they want to submit a project and coordinate with the city. So I think that's, ways that we've been kind of taking lessons from the needs assessments and making sure that the city is present and visible and participating in the community.
And it is really where those types of meetings is where we heard a lot of these requests and really didn't have an organized place to send them.
Great. Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Because it's so hard for us as staff to show up to these things and then remember everything that happened and not have it written down somewhere.
Yeah.
Or have like the process for getting it set. So you mentioned the flowers with the middle school. Tell me more about that. Like, how did that go from beginning to end? Because I assume it's like a completed project.
Yeah, that initiative is completed. It took place maybe about 5 or 6 weeks ago, and it was a middle school class who went out to learn about the greenways and learn about some of our city, some of the waterfront park spaces, learn about, observe conditions post-Helene, have discussions about, environmental resources. And part of what they did was plant seeds along the riverbanks in order to avoid or help mitigate some of the erosion that we know is happening, and support some stronger riverbanks. But it was, I'd say, probably more a learning opportunity than anything, which we love.
Yeah.
And it's great to be able to, again, engage in maybe a more formal way than them just showing up on site. We want to be able to say, that's awesome, thank you, thanks for your help to rebuild our community, and thanks for continuing to invest in these places that we all love.
Yeah, and I cannot imagine being a middle schooler having to go through something like this.
Right.
And then your whole life, your whole city is different now. And then being able to go out there and plant a flower.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It is very positive.
I would have liked to go do that when I was a little kid too.
Totally.
Yeah.
And whenever there's a group of folks, they got a portage on. There's some logistics to figure out, and so our staff can totally help them think about what those needs are and support.
What happens if a project or an idea gets submitted and it just doesn't fit quite yet? Do you reach back and provide assistance on how to rework it, or how does that work?
Since this is such a broad range of things that we're trying to accommodate, I think depending on what it is, there's probably a department that falls under at the city. If it's sustainability related, we will. If it's within one of our city parks or playgrounds, maybe we just try to engage or tap our subject matter expert to have some one-on-one follow-up with that organization. Mm-hmm. So trying to just get folks to the right place or the right person, and if they need further collaboration, be able to support that.
And how has the interdepartmental collaboration been? Or better yet, how many departments are involved in TAP right now?
Good question. Like almost all of them.
Almost all of them.
And I will say it's going really well because John Fillman is amazing.
Yes.
Because he is mirroring this process that we already have established for outdoor special events on public property. And so folks know we engage, public works and transportation and parks and our, agreement.
Risk manager. And,
risk manager, all of that. And people have a really easy way to provide feedback, ask questions, approve. And so I think it's been really smooth.
Yeah, people have caught on pretty quickly, and I think really appreciate having a place to direct people and the collaboration with all the departments that understand the intent of the program. And
it's very cool that most departments seem to be
much
active.
more organized. Yeah,
because a big thing that we've heard in the past internally too can be like departments can be like in their own silos and they make decisions and then whoops, there's another department doing something, and so it's always good to have connectivity between everyone, especially right now,
especially during recovery. That's what we have learned,
and we're gonna be learning for the next 6 years or so.
Lots of learning.
So any last words about TAP specifically? Anything coming up, or one last big hurrah for a shout out to a positive completed project? Don't jump all at once.
It's been a little quiet.
It has been a little quiet
the past couple of weeks. We had a lot of projects and applications in the queue, especially around Earth Day. There were a lot of cleanup efforts that happened around then. And I'll say, there's some photos up on the website of that. There were, just tons of trash that were picked up in Biltmore Village and along Amboy Road and some of those other places. Was it Amboy Road? Did they ended up going there or not?
They went a few different places along the river. I'm not sure about Amboy. But also downtown cleanups.
There were downtown cleanups as well. Yeah, so I think that was to highlight a success was the Earth Day initiatives that were routed through TAP. I'd say that was a huge success story, and that was partnership with Explore Asheville and Greenworks and a lot of other organizations.
Cool.
But
community members.
Things have, there was kind of a queue of activities, and then, hey, maybe when you got that first round of litter cleaned up, maybe there's not as much litter anymore. And I think we're learning as we go. We want to continue to get the word out to folks so that they know that this, process, that this program exists. And if it becomes less applicable, then let's see, maybe there's an opportunity for us to proactively put project opportunities out there. If our Parks Department knows that they want, some regular supportive activity to take place at a certain property, maybe we can start putting those out there a little bit more proactively, or matchmaking with community organizations related to different needs that we have for recovery. So I think we'll continue to, we'll do our analysis later this year, see where we are, and see what's needed.
I think that would be a nice evolution of the program, to be able to kind of create project needs or almost like adopt a spot kind of opportunities in the future, where we can link up community groups that make sense from a location or expertise standpoint.
I like the versatility, the open-mindedness that you have with this as you move forward. So go to asheville.nc.gov/TAP.
Yep.
One day we'll be able to have conversations only in acronyms. It's just a matter of time.
I feel like we already do.
We already do. Thank you so much for coming today. Hopefully you get a bunch of new requests, and Ash will look even prettier tomorrow.
Yeah,
thanks
bring it
to
on.
you. Yeah.
Yep.
But that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for listening, and we'll catch you next time on What's Up Asheville.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You've been listening to What's Up Asheville, sponsored by the City of Asheville in collaboration with WRS 100.7 FM. This program will re-air every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12:30. Thank you for listening.